Yes, only if it's important. I don't hear the dumb stuff. Where do you live, Daniel?
I'm in Queens, New York.
Ah, cool. And it looks like you party all the time? Is that right? You have dinner every night with 20 people, like in your picture?
Not every night, but at least 2-3 times a week.
Really?
These are all the people that I mean, these are the closest, the small crowd.
Uh-huh.
Usually it's more between 20 and 40.
Wow. Cool.
So all these people are either were in drugs, had problems in school, had problems with family, had problems in different aspects of life, and basically, bring them together, give them new friends with similar backgrounds, self-confidence, just build them up from the ground up.
Oh, that's cool. That's right, and you have a bunch of kids too yourself.
Yeah, I have 6 myself.
Wow. So how do you do that? How do you do both that? I mean, that sounds like
You have a great wife that takes care of everything at home.
How many wives you have?
Only one.
Oh, only one? I see.
I can barely handle one. You want to give me more?
Oh, no, I understand the problem. So how can I help you? What was your question?
Okay, so basically what I wanted to do was take this to the next level because, these people have friends, these people have families, and I started with 2 people, 2 guys.
Uh-huh.
And I've been only doing this for a little bit over a year. And every week it's another person, it's another, like I'm almost, you could say 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like life committed to these people. Like, I mean, I have people knocking on my door at 2 a.m. You gotta help me. I don't have a place to sleep. I was kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
Husband problem, wife problem, this problem, that problem. This is only the guys. There's a bunch of girls in there also.
Uh-huh.
You see the ages range also.
Yeah.
That picture you can tell. So I mean, if there was something that I can do, maybe, and get some kind of a funding from somewhere, maybe from a private organization that you know about, from a government organization that would actually, appreciate what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, there are programs. I mean, a lot of that money comes from what's called the community block grant. In other words, you say you're Brooklyn or the Bronx? I forgot.
Queens.
Okay. That there's a bunch of money goes out, and then they give it out, they parcel it out to nonprofits like yours that does stuff like this.
I don't even have a nonprofit. I have nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Doing this out of my.
I understand. See, that's right. So if you go after money that is aimed at this, it's going to be, I would think, nonprofit. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the problem with that, because you got to go through that. And I mean, that's not a hassle, but what I would do if you wanted to go through that, I would go and call 311 in Queens there and ask for, just pick one of the services you do, because 311 is a service that is a phone number you could call that finds people like you, but you're not an official person, so they won't have you in their database.
Right. So the other thing I wanted to ask you, do you think that I need to be somehow or some way certified to do this?
It depends. If someone says, I'll give you money if you're certified, then you get certified.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, because I approached a lot of different organizations.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we have to be certified in order to work with us. And I'm like, look, the people that I deal with don't want to be affiliated with an organization.
Yeah, right.
They want to be affiliated with people that they know and think that are their friends and ultimately family. They don't want to be labeled as someone that has a problem. You know what I mean? So basically what we do is just build them up on a personal level, and it works, Like I've seen literally miracles, like guys, like heroin addict people, addicts for 5-6 years, no therapy, no rehab, no nothing. Within 6 months, totally clean, got jobs, got married, and their life is back on track like nothing happened.
Well, I mean, I think anything is possible, and especially now, nobody knows what the hell works. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And all these people have gone through something that they thought worked.
And so now, but the funding sources, if you go traditional ways, then they want traditional stuff, because everybody's covering their ass, because they're using somebody else's money, so that's it. Now, to me, what goes through my mind is that then you have to find a non-traditional way to do that. Okay, and there's two ways, at least in my mind, that is through crowdfunding or one of those kinds of things. In other words, because that requires nothing, absolutely nothing, no certification, no credit check, no nothing. And you tell a story on the internet and you try to get donations that way. And people, this is the fastest growing source of free money, at least in my eyes. They're, it's growing exponentially every year. It's up to about, 40 or $50 billion now that we give out money that way. And it's certainly a lot easier. It takes hustle, but if you're doing what you're doing, you know about hustle, but it doesn't take credentials. It doesn't take background. Nobody cares where you come from. You could be, anything and still do this. Nobody checks all that kind of stuff. So that's non-traditional. The other thing I would think of, I'm wondering if there is, something that fits into capitalism. Crowdfunding is still for something like you. The people donate or whatever. But now, is there something you can develop, sell, package that is sellable to fit into capitalism and also would feed this? In other words, maybe there is to take what you're good at, what all these people are good at, and you have something, a product of some kind to sell to people that would generate money, and the money's going to your thing. You know what I mean?
But again, you have to understand one thing, that because this is fresh, the organization part of it is very weak, because everything, the organization part of everything is just in my head.
Right, I
understand. In order for me to get it out, first of all, I need to be supporting myself as a family, which, today in New York, it's not cheap.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the major headache. If I can at least take that out of the picture and then put my mind to what you're telling me, that's another thing. Yeah. Unless I can do something that can give me funding that I can feed off both. You know what I mean? That I can feed both holes.
Yeah. Well, anything else would be building something slowly. If you're not going traditional route. If you went traditional route, it'd still be slow, but it'd be more secure maybe at the end. Yeah. But in a non-traditional route, it's tough to do anything. Yeah. The other thing is to make sure that you're, taking advantage. You have 6 children. There's a lot of government programs to make sure that you're taking advantage of all of them. That will help you with daily expenses one way or another. The other thing then is to take the first step of doing the crowdfunding, because the first step with doing crowdfunding is almost like what you're doing now. It seems like you're finding me, you're finding anybody else, an opportunity that may lead to something. But now if you spend a couple days building a crowdfunding web page, and now you go to these same people and ask them to donate because they got a way to give money. See what I mean? It's a way to give money. So in other words, you're not going to do this thing. Maybe you could do a crowdfunding. Say, okay, I need 50 grand to be able to do this. Okay. Now, but you're not going to do it unless you get 50 grand. Okay. And because it doesn't have to be that way. You could say any money you get. But it may be interesting because you say you need money to live on, to do it the right way and things like that. So if you say, some bigger kind of number that you need, and to go to the people or whatever to do this, the wonderful stories you have, you package those stories, put it on, There is to help you with that, you have what's called there in Queens as business development centers. It's probably at a community college there or one of the universities. And they will help you for free with things like this. Even starting your nonprofit or anything like that, they are a free service to start any kind of organization that's available. And they're called the Business Development Centers. 311 would also tell you about them. And that may be, like the shortest way. And see, that give you feedback too. More people, you have something instead of just in your head what you're doing to show to more people to maybe that other opportunities would come from it. See, the whole thing, I think all of us, we don't know what the hell's out there, and we run into stuff by accident, So crowdfunding is a cheap way to get it out there, to be legitimate also. Because you go around and talking, your guy wants money to do something good, but now you have a crowdfunding site, and maybe people write it up and things like that. You're raising money to do good for this community. And
so the thing with the crowdfunding is, do I need to open some webpage of my own, or do I go to a crowdfunding webpage and put myself on there?
Yeah, you put it on there. Yeah, because so that's why I see it takes nothing. Yeah. You don't even have to do that. You just have to work on what that thing is going to look like. And like I say, if you need help,